Illinois Public Media News, this is 217 Today. I'm Kimberly Schofield. It's Thursday, October 10th. Coming up, we'll learn how Sonya Massey's death at the hands of law enforcement has sparked calls for change to how emergency mental health calls are handled. That story in just a few minutes, but first, these headlines. Krannert Center for the Performing Arts will host the kickoff of the 10th annual Champaign-Urbana Jazz Festival today. IPM student reporter Adeline Moy has this preview.
The CU Jazz Festival aims to connect the campus jazz community with the broader local music scene. Artistic director Janelle Orcherton says Champaign-Urbana has a long-standing history of jazz in the Midwest. The festival will showcase both student and professional artists.
I would encourage people to find a show that they like and come to that and bring a friend, and then me find one show that they don't know about and give it a try.
The kickoff starts at the Krannert Center at 5 p.m. Thursday, with Twin Talk at Stage 5, followed by Trio M at 7:30 p.m. in the Great Hall. I'm Adeline Moy, IPM News.
Jazz Festival events will continue through the end of the month. Find more information at cujazzfest.org. A new poll from the state's largest teachers union finds that roughly 60% of Illinois educators are considering leaving the profession. Anna Savchenko has more.
The Illinois Education Association poll found that the main factors prompting educators and support staff to consider switching careers are an increased workload, not enough pay, and a general lack of respect for their profession. Al Lorenz is the president of the IEA.
At the same time that folks are feeling undercompensated, they're being asked to do more and more. In this profession, there are people that are called to do this. However, the calling should not be a vow of poverty.
Lorenz said an increase in state funding for Illinois schools could help entice more teachers to stay in their professions. I'm Anna Savchenko.
The Decatur City Council voted this week to approve a 4-year contract with the Decatur Police Benevolent and Protective Association. It includes a 7% salary increase next year and a 3% increase in each of the years after. Decatur City Manager Tim Gleason says that's necessary for Police Chief Shane Brandell to build the department.
It takes that 7% to get us within a range to comparable communities so that Chief Brandell and his team can recruit for qualified police officers.
The agreement also expands the residency requirement for police officers from 40 miles to 50 miles beyond the Decatur city limits. States across the Midwest and Great Plains are grappling with what to do with old wind turbines. Harvest Public Media's Anna Pope toured one new wind turbine recycling facility.
While wind is renewable energy, wind turbines don't last forever. Wings have a lifespan of about 20 years, while some are replaced after just 10. A wind turbine recycling facility recently opened in Oklahoma, the first in the state. When the blades need to be replaced, they are taken down and later sorted at the facility. They are cut into smaller pieces, hoisted into a large metal machine, and shredded into mulch-like bits. They'll go to a recycling mill to be broken down further and used in products like concrete. Similar turbine recycling centers are in Iowa and Missouri. I'm Anna Pope, Harvest Public Media.
Still to come, we'll learn how Sonya Massey's death at the hands of law enforcement has sparked calls for changes to how emergency mental health calls are handled. That story is coming up next on 217 Today, but first, meteorologist Andrew Pritchard with your forecast.
I'm meteorologist Andrew Pritchard with your IPM News forecast for Champaign-Urbana. Today, look for sunny skies with a high of 78 degrees and an east wind 5 miles per hour. Tonight, clear skies with a low of 49 degrees, an east wind 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 81 degrees, a southwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy with a low of 55 degrees, a southwest wind 5 miles per hour. And for Saturday, mostly sunny with a high of 80 degrees and a southwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour.
Next time on the 21st show, the writer Anand Giridharadas says while Americans have always differed over politics, they didn't always write each other off, seeing opponents as people needing to be resisted rather than won over. His book is called The Persuaders, and it tells the story of people working against that trend. I'm Brian Mackey. That's next time on the 21st show. Join us.
You're listening to 217 Today. I'm Kimberly Schofield. 36-year-old Sonya Massey was seeking mental health treatment up until the day she died. Her death at the hands of former Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson has racked the Springfield community, and it's led to calls for changing how law enforcement responds to people struggling with mental health needs. Mawa Iqbal has more on what Massey's death can tell us about the alternative responder model.
On July 5th, Donna Massey called 911 to report her daughter was in the middle of a mental health crisis. She tells them she's not dangerous.
She's not a danger to herself. She's not a danger to me. But when she gets upset, then she thinks everybody's after her.
Donna tells a dispatcher that her daughter, Sonya Massey, has paranoid schizophrenia. Donna had tried calling the local hospital's behavioral health unit to avoid the police, but the hospital told her she had to call 911 because Sonya could get in her car and potentially hurt herself or others.
Please don't send no combative policemen that are prejudiced, please.
Okay, well, that would be none of them,
her.
man. They just do their job, okay?
Donna says they will kill her. Later that night, they did. Sonya was fatally shot in the face by an officer who was responding to her call for help. The shooting, following Donna's pleading calls, has many in Springfield rethinking how mental health crises are handled by local law enforcement. Right now, if you call 911 in Sangamon County, they don't have a mobile mental health response team to dispatch.
We don't make a determination at dispatch, as to who might be having a behavioral crisis and who's not. We send somebody boots on the ground to the scene to assess.
Chris Mueller oversees Sangamon County's 911 dispatch center. He says the protocol has been to send officers to de-escalate situations, like talking someone down from committing suicide. But that's changing soon. A state law passed in 2021 is finally being rolled out at the end of this year. It's called the Community Emergency Services and Supports Act, or CESA. It requires emergency responders to refer mental health calls to a new service that can dispatch a team of trained clinicians instead of police. Mueller's 911 center will be one of the first to test out this new system.
We're going to be more frontline, maybe determining, hey, this maybe needs a behavioral health right off the bat, as opposed to sending an officer, having them assess.
Dr. Lori Rickman-Jones is with the College of Social Work at the University of Illinois, Chicago. Jones is in charge of training mobile crisis response teams, 911 and 988 suicide helpline operators in preparation for the new law's implementation.
We know that there have been some unfortunate outcomes when law enforcement gets involved in trying to manage a person with a behavioral health crisis, and making changes in the system can mitigate some of that.
But even the biggest advocates of CESA say it likely wouldn't have prevented Sonya Massey's death this past July. That's because the call that brought Sean Grayson to her home was about a potential crime taking place.
CESA would not have changed that in any way. This call, a person called about a prowler. The response when you call with a prowler is to get law enforcement.
Jones says the answer might be better training for police on what to do when they get on the scene and encounter someone in crisis. But she says that goes beyond the scope of the new law. In the meantime, Springfield's Black community is reeling and leaning on each other while searching for solutions. Local advocates are offering free counseling sessions and healing circles led by Black clinicians to address racialized trauma. And some community members, including Sonya's cousins, are on the Sonya Massey Commission. It's an initiative of the Sangamon County Board to study, among many other things, responding to people with mental health needs. I'm Mawa Iqbal.
That's it for today. 217 Today is produced by Stephanie Mosqueda. Reporting today contributed by Adeline Moy, Anna Sofchenka, Anuliko Chuba, Anna Pope, and Mawa Iqbal. Music by the Kilbourne Alley Blues Band. Reginald Hardwick is our news director. I'm Kimberly Schofield. 217 Today is a production of Illinois Public Media. Thanks for listening, stay safe, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.